What is considered too big to have a tattoo to be surgically removed? This is a patient who got in touch a few days ago, the weekend was it, with a big tattoo, and I said it's too big, and they said, why is it too big? And so, yeah, I mean, basically, it is a bit subjective, really. There is not a answer as to what makes the tattoo too big. I can't say if it's bigger than this or that, then it's too big. Although one of the very kind of broad markers is if something's bigger than a 50p piece. If it's bigger than a 50p piece, it's going to be difficult to close. That doesn't mean it's too big to be surgically removed. It just means it's going to be difficult to stitch together. So if it is bigger than a 50p piece, then you might be in the realm of a serial excision. Doesn't mean it's too big to be excised. A serial excision might be a goer in terms of the minimum width. So if there's a long dimension and a short, it's the shortest dimension, if that makes sense. So oblong things, as long as the width of the oblong is less than a 50p piece. But if it's more, as I say, it might still be a goer. So that's, I guess, one sort of objective measure, although not particularly scientific. But a lot of it is kind of like what I think I might be able to do, kind of thing. So it's not very like I can't say this or that. So this patient had it was on the back and the whole of the back going down to the thigh. So it was just too extensive, and trading all that in for a scar wouldn't be great. It was kind of linear, which made it favorable in terms of that respect, but it was just way too big. There was many reasons why that one was not an option. Not least if you're going to do it under local anesthetic, there's a maximum amount of local anesthetic you can give, so you can't excise a whole area of the body under local anesthetic. Now you might say, okay, well then just do a general. Yeah, fair enough, you can do a general. That's okay. That's solved that one, but that's one issue. As I say, if you have kind of like a linear tattoo, then that is in one respect favorable for tattoo excision, because it might be long but it's thin, so that's favorable. But the problem is you will trade that in for a scar, and the scar will be kind of follow what the tattoo looks like. So if the tattoo is kind of like a curved line, you'll have a curved line scar. So really that's probably going to look worse than the tattoo. So you're converting a curvy tattoo that you don't like, a curvy line tattoo you don't like, into a curvy line scar. And a lot of people say, I don't want a scar, it's fine. I'm like, yeah, but a scar in the shape of the tattoo is not great. And lastly, in respect to this patient, yes, it was a curvy line, but there was areas where the curvy line turned into swirls, and those swirls were too wide. So those swirls would have needed serial excision. And they were asking, could part of it be done? And you're like, well, part of it could be done, but then you've got a tattoo leading into a scar. It's like, really, and I understand that people just want them off. I completely understand that, because we do quite a lot of tattoos. So I do understand the mindset behind just wanting it gone. But sometimes we just have to say, look, I'm really sorry, it is not suitable for excision. I say sometimes, most of the times. I don't know if this makes you feel better, but the majority of tattoos that we get, we probably get at least one a day, more than, maybe 2 a day, maybe. And photos, that is, I would say 90%, maybe more than that, are not suitable. The vast majority are not suitable for surgical excision. So there's only a sort of small group. That's why we say, and that's why I can't say to you in kind of in strict terms what would make it too big. So that's why we say to people, send us a photo, and then I'll say, look, it's too big, or it's a goer, because really need to see it. You need to see what part of the body it's in, how much skin laxity you've got. So people have got different levels of skin laxity. So each individual has got different levels of skin laxity, and obviously the dimensions of the tattoo. So those are the kind of the things that are factor into the decision making, but it is kind of like a sort of personal decision really for the surgeon to say, look, I don't think this is going to be one that's possible to remove by excision. So just send us a photo and we'll say yay or nay. And
thank you for watching the video. If you have anything that you would like me to have a look at and give you an opinion on, please send us a message on WhatsApp. The number is 07794 739 606. Be great to hear from you.